When it comes to oddities on the internet, we've seen a lot of things that can easily be explained, but sometimes we find things that are not so easy to take apart. This is where I keep the mysteries that refuse to be solved. Welcome to the Nightmind Case Files. Whenever I run into a web series that begins with secret codes and ciphered messages, I immediately try to become more patient than usual in order to evaluate the project. Codes have always been a popular mechanic of online games and mysteries, but 2TheArk's major role in Marble Hornets kicked off a wave of imitation that's still rippling out to this day. And my experience in finding new media that actually justifies the secret codes approach while telling a great story has been less than fantastic. Seldom do I find an awesome experience buried under all the base 64 and binary codes, and even less often is there a legitimate reason that codes are even involved. Patience is required when it comes to a series that has code elements in the same way that code breaking itself requires patience. Sometimes, after digging through all of 2TheArk's devoted followers, that patience is rewarded. Such is the case of tonight's oddity, an encrypted mystery that leaves you with a need to keep diving deeper. On March 7, 2015, a video was posted with a title comprised entirely of binary code by a channel with an equally odd name, NOC+10. No profile picture, no links to the About page on the channel, just the upload it had provided. The video began with a very grainy but animated intro featuring the name of the channel, which was accompanied by distorted symphonic music. Viewers were then given the word START, followed by a code string. The initial appearance of the string led early players in the channel's game to believe it was the ID for a YouTube video, but when placed in a link, it led nowhere. Right from the first upload, viewers had hit a wall, but after forming a small gathering on Stack Exchange's puzzle-cracking community site, they began to pull together information and succeeded in the first challenge. The music playing at the beginning was from a piece by Friedrich Chopin called Nocturne Opus 27 No. 1 in C-sharp minor. NOC+10 was also found to be shorthand code for Naval Operating Concept 2010, a guide for the US Navy's movements to prevent conflict and prevail in war. And the string of letters shown was the ID for a YouTube video. It just needed to be put through a Caesar cipher, a popular kind of encryption which led to an unlisted video. Video 2 also had a title in binary code but presented the next step in logical binary sequencing. In this video, a female voice read the letters presented in the code block, accompanied again by Nocturne Opus 27. Once more, a Caesar cipher broke it down to text that could be used. Oh, Helen had a steamboat. The steamboat had a bell. When Helen went to heaven, the steamboat went to hell. This is a direct reflection of the old rhyme Miss Susie, where the name Helen has been put in Susie's place. It's believed to be inspired by the tragedy of the SS Sultana, the largest major disaster on the water in United States history. The Sultana was a steamboat in 1865 that went down when 3 of its boilers exploded, killing 1,800 people. A new video arrived on March 12, 2015, again with binary code for the title that followed standard sequencing. This presented a string of numbers and letters that, when translated into ASCII characters, gave us a combined string with 2 pieces of information. Another YouTube video ID, and a message. Hello world. Helen, I wait. The second hidden video provided a lot more information than previously received. We first catch a short list of systems that each have a status. 2 of the systems, number 33 and 1090, are dead, but system 10 remains. We're also shown a list of sectors with a note. Pressure, watertight, stable. 5 sectors out of 7 are stable, but Sector 4 has a principle of flooding, and Sector 6 is no longer sending a communication signal. A female voice then pronounces a series of letters over the phrase, "There's another mother to sleep here." L-I-O-U-Y. It was discovered that this wasn't a nonsense word or anagram, but an old telegraph code from the late 1800s. L-I-O-U-Y meant, "Why do you not answer my question?" No answer has been found for what the odd phrase about a sleeping mother means, or, if it's another code, how it's broken or used. We can take a moment to review the information here for a better look at the situation now. It's very clear that wherever these messages are being sent, the sender is surrounded by water. Flood warnings, watertight seal statuses, concerns over pressure, and then we have the relation to ships, the steamboat rhyme and the code for NOC+10, naval operating concepts. If the broadcast center for these messages isn't a ship, it's some kind of structure underwater or surrounded by enough water to take active countermeasures against flooding. On board the ship or inside the structure, we have 7 sectors and 3 subjects. 2 of these subjects are dead, only 1 is left alive. The remaining subject hasn't made reference to themselves in the messages. We can entertain the idea for now that the broadcaster may be a separate being from the living subject. The broadcaster is also targeting a woman named Helen. They really want to get Helen's attention. The 5th video presents a new code and a woman's voice pronouncing the letters P-I in reverse. Codebreakers had to really put in a fight to get the answer for this one. It involved taking the characters, converting them to decimals as part of hexadecimal code, and then using the digits in the number for pi between the 10th and 20th digits in a Gronsfeld cipher to get the hidden video ID. The reward for cracking a puzzle of that difficulty, however, was well worth it. The hidden video gave a set of coordinates and a very direct message. I require assistance. Assimilation of systems deceased. Typing the coordinates into any map system confirmed theories of the broadcaster's location while sharing a truly disturbing secret. The position was in the ocean, directly above the area of Marianas Trench, the deepest point in the entire world. How far down does the trench go? At least a mile deeper than Mount Everest. The lowest point of Marianas Trench is right around 7 miles down. Water pressure in this area of the trench is about 16,000 pounds per square inch. Human beings entering that depth would be crushed beyond comprehension. 3,000 feet deep is all it takes for light to stop piercing the water. Everything below that is pure darkness. This is where NOC+10 was broadcasting from, and it had just given us a distress signal. More disturbing was the 2nd message, assimilation of systems deceased. This is the same process as absorption. What could the broadcaster be doing by assimilating the dead subjects? Answers don't come right away. Instead, viewers are presented with 2 odd videos which share the same titles, half of the usual binary code. Again, it seems to be a type of code in itself. Have a look. The 3rd video begins similarly to the previous 2, but is much longer and has a lot more material that can be understood. After the knocking sounds and 3 white dots, we're informed of the assimilation of Subject 33 and are presented with an image. Trying to discern what's in the picture is no easy task. Even when cleaning it up in an editing program, it doesn't become much clearer. The most that can be said is that there's a type of fence or bedpost at the forefront of the image. Immediate impression is that we're looking at some type of cradle. The image doesn't appear for more than 1 second. Next, we move on to the assimilation of System 1090, and something goes very wrong.
Mommy. Temporal. Lobe damage. Help.
Helen, why? Responded you not? I risk. Die, Helen, or you operation.
As jarring as that video may come across, we can make some sense out of it. It seems that we're viewing old footage of children on Christmas. The 2 kids on the left are wearing bright red, and we can see what seems like the vague shape of a Christmas tree behind them. A few seconds later, a child runs by holding something that appears to have wrapping paper falling off of it. A young boy follows, holding something to his torso, and the video ends with a child on the floor, playing with an object. The audio we hear is tough to interpret. The first batch is nearly impossible to comprehend, but the second, automated voice is clear enough to receive parts of the message.
Helen, why? Responded you not? I risk. Die, Helen, operator.
The message is still too distorted to fully understand, but the parts we hear are enough. The broadcaster still wants to get a hold of Helen, and they're looking to die. If they want Helen to break, it's not quite clear if they want her emotionally hurt as a result of being abandoned, or they want her to break in terms of staying silent so communication can finally occur. The following video contains a code broken by using 2 Gronsfeld ciphers, which is to say, blocks of letters had to be rolled forward or back by 4 on the left and 9 on the right. The hidden video shows whatever computerized system is being used for broadcast rebooting, followed by the connecting of a device. Information presented next both provides answers and further complicates our understanding. LOBE storm damaged, neurotransmitters working, DMA working, biomachine parameters in line. Start system. The next video, another 0101 title, provides context. We see the phrase recovery memory data while audio plays of a series of different sounds, ending with a submarine radar and alarm sirens. The system we witnessed trying to start up again presented us with recovery memory data. This is a system that uses biomachine components and operates with neurotransmitters. It let us know it would be assimilating 2 dead subjects, and during assimilation we saw what looked like someone's memory of Christmas Day. The broadcaster we're dealing with may not be human. It may actually be the very system we would normally assume a person is using to send their messages. It's a machine, plugging itself into the brains of dead human beings to collect their memories. We don't even have to wait long to have that confirmed. The next video to provide valuable information is a major delivery. It begins with an error message, followed by an animation that leads into the reveal of a name. Research Station Nocturne. We can see images of faces and footage of a baby in its crib before catching an animation of a brain sending out pulses of information. The word above it reads, neurotransmitters. We finish out a few more animations and clips of distorted footage with, again, a shot of a child, followed by some noises and a single word, kill. Another video, another code, another unlisted video as reward, with even more evidence that we're dealing with a sentient machine. Recovery data from temporal lobe. This video contains audio we can make some sense of, and there's no question why. The temporal lobe is responsible for listening and understanding sound. Not all of the audio is clear, but I've placed subtitles where the audio is clean enough to make out the words. There's something very advanced and very secret in development at this research station, and it's being hailed as the greatest achievement in human progress since the atomic bomb. An evolution of human communication involving neuroscience and a meeting with steel. Is this what the system broadcasting to Dr. Helen is? An advancement in technology meant to increase communication power of the human brain? It feels as if it's working in reverse. The machine is using organic material to run itself and desperately needs to talk with Dr. Helen. Or, in a much darker turn of events, one of the assimilated subjects may be using the system to communicate as it was intended, but they're not quite as deceased as NOC+10 believes. The next video puzzle features a mathematical movement known as the Padavin sequence to solve it. The reward is another audio clip with information we can discern once again, giving us a look into the events that led to NOC+10 assuming duties of assimilation. The numbers given at the beginning are the very coordinates provided earlier by the system pointing at its own location in Marianas Trench. This recording is of a live distress call from inside the research station. Someone on board is facing a major flood, or they were at the time they sent out the signal. November Oscar Charlie is phonetic alphabet speech. He's spelling out the letters NOC. Whether the pressure in a weak sector caused the flood or something worse happened is unknown, but things have gone very wrong at the underwater facility. The next video presents a code accompanied by chess pieces on a board to use as a cipher, unlocking a new type of hidden video. Live footage with corresponding audio.
First, Mr. HELEN, I guarantee that we will finish the project and the AlphaNet system will be useless. We are creating something bigger. The memory system bioactive that you created will forever change the world of experimentation in the field of military control psychodactyl. We will give you more information when you will hear. We'll activate the global system. Let's go. Everything. We have the subject, number footage. It's pretty much good. We use our brain for making a network. Those sort of we need more time, need more money. And it's impossible. Usually, the vast temporal lobe, and we are very, very near something really, really big. Cables, no more, nothing. This is completely wireless. Today, I don't know how to tell you.
A global wireless system. This is a lot bigger than we thought. Whatever they're working on, it's massive. We could already guess how important this project was, seeing that it required an underwater base in Marianas Trench to keep the secret. But now we're beginning to understand the ramifications. Field of military? I thought I might have heard him say ARPANET system at the beginning. That was the original prototype of the system that we now call the Internet, designed by the US government's Defense Department. That would make sense with the earlier mention of a defense secretary in the early audio we could make out that included Helen's name. The following video begins with the word offset and clips of electronics bleeding. We're informed of a Sector 4 error followed by footage of internal data, which seems to be of a machine being flooded by water. The system calls out to Helen again, and we see more organic-looking shots intermixed with technology footage. Electronics are then shown burning, melting, and rotting away, before NOC+10 delivers a final message: "Shut down me." In this instance, we can trace the footage back to its source. A viewer commented with a link to a music video called Arterial by the artist Lucine, featuring a massive electronics and connected technology that bleeds to death before overheating and melting away. Commentary by the video director relays that he wanted to present the idea of organic material and technology as one, the same concept being underlined by the system, unable to shoulder the burden of being connected to human brains that are somehow still alive and demanding Helen kill it. Is it a game-breaking use of external footage to incorporate a music video like this? I'd argue that it isn't. NOC+10 has already proven it's fully capable of interacting with the internet by uploading its videos. Downloading other videos to use the footage for communication purposes may be a new trick that it's learning. The final video was uploaded in December of 2015 and shows a bank of monitors playing old footage. The system delivers a clear statement amid black and white static. All of the memories. It then displays the NOC+10 intro at the end of the video, creating a bookend that matches the beginning of its first upload. Nothing has been heard from NOC+10 since, and it leaves behind it a trail of mysteries. What exactly was the system in development, and what was it meant to do? What was happening to the NOC+10 system that made it crave death? Where is Helen, and how can she help shut it down? What happened inside the research station to lead to the death of subjects? What was so important about all of this that a facility was built in the most dangerous part of the ocean, miles below the surface, just to protect the secret? And in the midst of all the audio, and the strange short videos, what messages have we not received? What answers were given to us that were missing? And finally, is it all really over? All the memories, the system said. The final subject must have died in the research station, and their brain was added to NOC+10's memory recovery data. If Helen hasn't managed to shut this thing down, is it still alive? The system is suffering. Or worse, the subjects whose minds have been added are in a state somewhere between life and death, and all of them are suffering, trying to let us know through the system's communication methods. If Helen is gone, is there any way for viewers to put this thing, or the minds trapped inside of it, out of their misery? All of these questions, and the unsolved messages that remain, are the reason for NOC+10's current designation in my case files. We have audio tracks too distorted at the moment to hear that might be fixed by cleaning, and the strange videos that were first marked 0101 do need a closer look for code potential. I also feel as though the experience for Research Station Nocturne, a name reveal that did give me a slight chill to find out, isn't quite over yet. The latest upload seems like the end of a chapter rather than the full story. I'm going to make a post on Tumblr linking to the videos in order so those who feel like tackling the project can take a shot at it. I'll put the link to that in the video description below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well to catch any new uploads if this game wakes up again. You certainly won't want to miss it. NOC+10 is highly impressive. It's really not often that a series that comes across covered in codes and ciphers has such rewarding material behind the puzzles. All too often, codes and ciphers are a gimmick, meant to portray the same kind of creepy secrecy presented by To the Ark and Marble Hornets. But in NOC+10, it's just a computerized system's gatekeeping method for very sensitive information. The codes and ciphers aren't meant to be the hook. They're just the challenge standing between a viewer and the real reward. Whoever designed this really knew what they were doing, from the video graphics and editing to the puzzle layout, and the careful balancing act of giving away pieces of the story that were needed while still making us demand more info and keep digging. And for something as odd and without a central story character as this, it accomplishes a whole lot while using just a little. Thanks for joining me in the dark again this evening. If you'd like to take a shot at deciphering more of NOC+10, or just want to be along for the ride, make sure to follow my link in the video description below. If you've enjoyed this oddity from the depths of Mariana's Trench, hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe for more internet mysteries, web series, and dark interactive experiences. Once more, I'm Nick Nocturne, and like a terrible secret hiding in the darkness of the sea, I'll be communicating with you again real soon. Sleep tight.